And you also, you went on...
That's a long story. I didn't mean to go in there.
No. I was actually going to ask you about that, how we first heard you singing, and I was going to ask about Mummy for a Day, so that was perfect. You took us right up to where I wanted to be. Actually, you went on to record many more demos for artists like Tex Ritter, Johnny Bond, Ned Miller, and of course more for Buck Owens and for Harlan himself. And,
yeah. I was the official girl singer demo.
And some might not know this, though it is pretty clearly written in country music history if you dig a little bit deeper down. But you recorded the demo of "I Fall to Pieces," which Patsy Cline would eventually record.
I sure did. That was right after we moved to Nashville, and we were living in a little 2-bedroom rented house there, and it was June, and it was hot as all get out, and no air conditioning in that house, and California does not have the humidity and stuff that they would do in Nashville. Now, and I was just miserable because 3 little boys. It was June. They were not in school, and I was trying to take care of this and take care of them and do this and that. And Harlan was into the music scene. And anyway, Hank Cochran, when we met in California, he came over and knocked on the door and opened the door, and he said, "I got this idea in my head." He said, "I can't write it something." And so Harlan was out, and we had turned the garage into a little, if you want to call it a studio, where it had a desk and a chair where they could sit down and play the guitar.
And the reel-to-reel tape recorder in it, probably.
Yeah, the little tape recorder there. And so they went out there, and I went out there. I sat on the desk and listened to it being written. And they wrote "I Fall to Pieces." Anyway, Hank said, "I've got this idea," and Harlan, then they took it from there. And I said, "I love this song. I love this song. That's my song." So by this time, I was recording and had a successful record when we moved here. And so I said, "I love that song." And they said, "Yeah, that's your song." So I went in and did the demo on that, and assuming it was my song. And then Harlan came home one day and said, "Guess who's going to record Pieces?" And I said, "I am." He said, "No, Patsy Cline." Well, I can't repeat on the air what I said.
Oh, no. I wouldn't want to have been him at that point.
Cut off the air.
No, yeah, we'd have the censors coming. But I can imagine.
But yes, I do have the original demo, the tape, and but Patsy, when I heard it, when I heard Patsy sing it, I knew really it was her song, and because I love Patsy. By that time we were friends and everything, you know. And
well, that's what I was going to ask. You had already met Patsy Cline at this point, and you were already friendly with her?
Well, actually, when that happened, I had not met her, but I was a fan of her music, and I met her later. I mean, not very much later, but it was shortly after that, after she recorded that. I think I'm not really sure. But anyway, it was meant to be her song, and she did a great, wonderful job on it. But she did not like the song.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
No, she did not. In fact, she came over to the house, and Patsy, we became immediate friends when we did meet, and she came over to the house one day, and she was going to sing it. I think it was the Kentucky State Fair, but I'm not sure. And she said, "I guess I'm going to have to learn to sing that damn song. I mean, that song." She said, "People are asking for it." And that's when it started. She was singing The Other Side. And so things work out the way they're supposed to.
Well, I wanted to, because I think it was around this time that we mentioned Wynn Stewart earlier, but you actually recorded several of your hit songs that you had with him, singles Yankee Go Home and Wrong Company. So
Yeah.
I was wondering, could you please tell us how you ended up recording with Win?
Well, like I say, he was a friend of Harlan's. We were all friends at that time. You know, he come over the house and everything. He was recording for Joe Johnson, The Challenge. I think he had been on Capitol, but I don't really remember how, because Joe Johnson had heard me sing because I'd doing all these demos, and in fact, that's where he heard me sing, I guess, was some of his demos, and he asked me if I'd like to record. So he meant as a duet with Win, and we were in the studio, and when I first I did Yankee Go Home. I'm trying to recall anyway. I did Yankee Go Home with Win, which had been recorded by Justin Tubb and Goldie Hill. It was on the charts. But anyway, I did that, and Joe heard me sing and everything. So then I was trying to sing backup or something. I don't know. But our first recording outside of Yankee Go Home was a song called The Way the Other Half Lives, and the high voice is actually Win's sister, Beverly.
Oh, really? We heard that right before you came on. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was his sister. And then when we decided, Joe asked us to record again, and so we recorded Wrong Company and We'll Never Love Again. And that's when I didn't, Joe would say, do you think you could put another voice on there? Do you think you could sing harmony? I thought, sure, I can. I guess I can. You know, I didn't even realize that, you know, it was a natural thing. And that came naturally to sing harmony. And I love those two records especially that Win and I did. We'll Never Love Again and Wrong Company. And they were successful records.
And did you only record just the two singles and the two B-sides, so the total 4 songs? Were those the only songs that you recorded with the Win, or are there more songs
Win
out there that I haven't heard?
And it was those that when Joe Johnson, when they were successful, you know, medium successful, it was when he said, you know, you want to do one by yourself? You want to do a single by yourself? I said, sure. So I guess so. So Harlan and Fuzzy Owens wrote, I'd rather be the one you slip around with. And I recorded that. Win and I split a session. I recorded Slip Around, and he recorded Wishful Thinking, both on the same session and same 3-hour session, and both of them were successful.